Testing. I think we are live and ready. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tools Tuesday. My name is Xavier D. Johnson, and we're going to be playing with some tools today. Super excited. One tool in particular that we're looking at helps us as penetration testers with our infrastructure. As red teamers, we have a lot of different tools that we like to use, different operating systems that we like to tinker around with, and anything that gives us that edge, anything that gets us ahead, we try and utilize, try and put into our toolbox, at least know about, learn about, play with. And that's a huge part of Tools Tuesday. It's kind of just getting that exposure and learning about some of the different tools that exist, how to stand them up, how to run them, be it physical or software. So yeah, that's the tool today that we're looking at is going to be Axiom. I'm not really sure exactly how you pronounce it. AXIOM. And here, let me share my screen. And basically, this is a dynamic infrastructure, right? So this allows us to be able to make our infrastructure every time how we want it to be, either from a backup or from scratch, so that we're able to, just do the thing that we want to do. That we want to be able to just jump in and work. We don't want to, figure out exactly how to get this thing set up the one way on the one server. Is just frustrating. So I will start off saying that I haven't actually gone through and set this up. This is a newer project as far as I know. So I'm looking to see exactly what it can do. If I had to guess, I would think it's like 26 days old or so. I can't find any folders that are older than that. So yeah, this is one of those newer tools. So we're basically going to go and jump into the README and figure out exactly how, how it works. Here, I'll share my screen here. And basically what they're saying is it's just a set of utilities, right? So it's more set up for bug bounty type of work, which basically is pen testing, right? There's a lot of different aspects to pen testing, and people sometimes get stuck on just the certain aspects. But you got web application penetration testing, you got network penetration testing, you got social engineering and security awareness testing, and you got red teaming, which is a combination of physical, social, network, wireless, a number of different types of pen tests, all wrapped up into one. So this seems to be more aimed at the bug bounty community. I've actually heard about this through Stoke Frederick on Twitter, and so yeah. Long story short, I use DigitalOcean. If you've ever enumerated any IP address that you found, you know that's where I host my things. If you want to be supportive, go ahead and use the referral link. I've already, got my own DigitalOcean account. This would go directly back to Proc, and I think that's how you say his name. So yeah. Few gifts. So literally as a tester, as an engineer, the first thing I want to do is just do a one-liner. So I'm happy that this is here. Otherwise, I want it to be like in Docker or something that's just really simple, easy to use. So basically, they're trying to solve the same problem that we all have, which is using Ansible for provisioning on different servers and dealing with Packer and how to configure golden images. And oh my God, all of the different setups that exist are just a lot of work. And if you've ever seen any of my other Tools Tuesdays, you'll see that it's very fragmented. And, even when you just look at something like command and control, the market doesn't look all the same. It doesn't operate all the same. There's a lot of different languages. There's a lot of different stacks. There's a lot of different ways to provision. So, right now as a Go developer, seeing that a lot of these tools, and they acknowledge that a lot of these tools that are coming out are Go utilities because of its multi-threading and concurrency and ability to be able to be ported over to different platforms fairly easy. Basically to get those types of softwares or applications or scripts or tools up and going, it just becomes a pain. So being able to manage that type of stuff is super interesting. Now, I'm not sure about most of the community here, but having a quote unquote hacking VPS, I think is something that is fair to assume that most hackers would have. Just because a lot of our ISPs get upset about us scanning certain networks, whereas our cloud providers, they don't really mind as much, as long as we aren't being extremely mean. So as I said before, I use a lot of DigitalOcean. That's my go-to. So yeah. Basically, whenever you're going to set up your hacking VPS, of course, you're always going to set up your different shells and Vim and tmux and all the shit you want to get set up. So it seems like Axiom is just one single command to get set up, and then you can use Axiom toolkit scripts to spin up and down a new hacking VPS, which is nice because we get a different IP address. We get to start fresh. We get to save some money because we don't want to waste money just having service provision out in the world running. So it looks like all we have to do is just run Axiom init, and then a new instance is created in under 2 minutes, containing everything I could ever want or need for recon, also to catch my shells and to do some VPN stuff. And then you can actually remove your instance, and then you don't have to worry about being billed for anything. The init script looks like it does some notify send. So if you're on a Unix system, Linux system, you're going to be able to get some notifications from the system that lets you know exactly what's going on. And then this thing looks like it runs headless, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, it looks like they are a wrapper for a number of bash tools, and I wonder what that list is. Axiom SSH host. So it looks like there's going to be some private information that potentially pops up, but let's see. I'll keep digging. Oneliner setup with Axiom configure. So this is the configuration. It's the thing that we already looked at before. And then basically this is how we're going to actually go through the install. So API key, Oneliner. These are different operating systems that are supported right now, which my favorite, of course, is Ubuntu. Second favorite being Debian. Third favorite being Mac. Out of this list, of course, Kali is dope. Don't get me wrong, but it's unsupported, so I can only really talk about the ones that are supported. Out of the two that are supported, I'll probably lean heavily on Ubuntu. I could understand the idea with Mac because a lot of testers are doing bug bounties type of stuff from their laptop. So yeah, some dependencies here, and then some screenshots that actually kind of show it running some of the tools. We'll probably actually take this exact Oneliner and see if we can't get some of these same results back. Of course, it's all about, paying. So it comes down to being as cheap as possible. I'll be honest. As a tester, you want to make sure that you are not spending a whole bunch of money. Having a $5 virtual private server is pretty cheap. And then also it looks like you can do some kind of backup system backup, full backup, that allows you to be able to get everything from the last machine restored, detach it, kill it. I don't know. I'll dig into that a little bit more. Looks like they want to do something around history, which is cool. Deployment profiles. So history, this history feature, it's pretty nice because, I mean, let's be honest, we all use our history, but it looks like they have some kind of one-liner that will allow you to be able to do up arrow. So I don't know. We'll see what that works like. Deployment profiles, that's kind of self-explanatory. And then it digs into the commands. So Axiom backup, okay, so this is going to literally do a rsync transfer and back up that entire system. Then you have a restore, which is going to restore from that directory. You have select, which allows you to be able to select any profiles that you've set up. Deploy is actually taking a looks like a instance and deploying it. Update is that simple, just runs a whole update, which is pretty dope. It just runs a git pull, and that goes and gets the latest version of Axiom. Axiom build, after you've set up Axiom with Axiom update, you can rebuild the image using Axiom build. So you probably need to rebuild your images regularly, security improvements, features, etc. Axiom Connect is another way to SSH into a system. I don't really know how I feel about that. I want to dig into that a little bit more before I use it on engagement, just to kind of understand it. But yeah, it looks like you can do easy kind of one-liner for Connect. I guess they're trying to take all of the different, just the low-hanging fruit and put it into one package. And this is all just wrapped, right? So Axiom LS lists the instances. So these are our instances that are actually out in DigitalOcean. Axiom RM removes a droplet. VPN looks like it's to connect and deploy on OpenVPN. Bitmeet says, hey, if you need help, I got you. I use Axiom a lot. All right, awesome. We'll definitely utilize your skill set here, because I have never used Axiom at all. It's a live exploratory demo. So digging into some configure and then more SSH. I wonder what the difference between SSH and connect is. Another command that could be used to SSH. No arguments. Okay, so this is just for whatever profile. And then Axiom SSH allows you to be able to select different sessions, select different session types. I guess TMUX session type. I'm not sure yet. Nice set of contributors here. And then here are the packages that are actually installed. So Aquatone, HTTP probe, Subfinder, Asset Finder, GF Mass Scan. That's a lot of them. JQ, Seclist, GoBuster, Mmap, of course. And so this is, giving you all of these tools immediately, right out of the box. And one of the things that I found extremely interesting, and what kind of one of the things that made me interested in this project was this project discovery, particularly chaos. I haven't dug into nuclei or shuffle DNS as much, but the project discovery chaos, it seems pretty interesting. What it does is it allows, they actually go out and they collect all of this data, kind of to help you understand the changes that are happening on the internet with certain domains, right? So it's literally just recon data, and you can sort by the number of new subdomains. 17,000 new subdomains is a lot. We don't know what exactly that means, but if we wanted to, we can click download and go ahead and save this file and open it up and do the whole thing. So basically here, I'll open this up and show you what's inside of it. Open with Windows Explorer, extract all. All right, so that's extracting. Let's see which window it goes to, or if it goes into a folder. Of course it doesn't. But I will open these up. So now what we have is a list of all of the subdomains that are associated with Yammer. So anything that's yammer.com, you're going to have 30rock.integration.yammer.com, about.staging.yammer.com. Anything that's new or changes will come out here and actually pop up and show you. All right, so this is a pretty cool project just for you to kind of stay on top of what's happening. Could be new endpoints for you to test, but that's one of the projects that's actually included, or a tool that's actually included in this tool, a package that's included in this tool. So I'm going to go digging and figure out how to get this installed. There's something about a key, so we're going to go get a key set up, and then where's the well, maybe I passed it. All right, so let's assume I already got a key because I already have that pulled up, and then we'll just do a one-liner. All right, so I will generate a new key, which I don't think you guys should be able to see. I'm sorry. And as that new key generates, we will make sure we save the contents just so that we don't lose it. All right. So now we have that key, and we're going to SSH into a host that I have that I will run these commands from. All right. Now, let's make this bigger for the crowd. So it's asking us to install curl, which I think we already got. So I'm just going to try and, for brevity's sake, hopefully I don't get clickjacked. I'm going to just do that. Okay, press enter to continue. All right, it's asking me some questions. Enter. All right, it's doing a bunch of stuff. We'll let it do its thing. Oh, Ben Bitmead says Axiom init, Axiom deploy OpenVPN, Axiom VPN instance. That'll spin up and deploy OpenVPN to connect to it. Axiom Connect will SSH to the last init box so you can map it to key bindings. This will make more sense when you init your first box. Okay, awesome. That's all great information that I definitely need. Gustavo says, what's the link to chaos? Great question. chaos.projectdiscovery.io, and I will actually put that into the chat. Hopefully that goes. All right. And it says, what's my DigitalOcean key? So we'll go and retrieve that. Give me one moment. And when it says key, is it talking about, which key is it talking about? Is it my secret or my, it's probably my secret. I'm going to assume secret. And it just hangs on the It just sits on the screen. I don't like that. So I can't share my screen back just yet because that's my key. So I got an error here. It says some builds didn't complete successfully and had errors. Error creating temporary SSH key, unable to authorize you. Okay. So I'm probably putting the wrong key. So we're going to run that command again. We're just doing all this stuff. This is an API key or an access token? That could be the thing. I'm generating a key and not a token. It probably needs a token. Okay. All right. All right. And I'll drop that right there. Now it's doing the thing. It's creating a droplet, waiting for the droplet to become active. I can't clear that off of my screen, so I can't show you this because literally my DigitalOcean API key is on my screen, so I just can't. That's just how the cookie crumbles. But this is still pretty cool because like all I had to do was go over to DigitalOcean, grab a key, which is pretty simple, punch that in. Now it's actually gone ahead and it's provisioning that system now for me, which I like because I could just go and like make some tea, or depending on the time of day, right? We're getting to the evening. I want to go get some tequila because now I'm feeling all like hackery. And I'm like, ooh, I want to go and poke at stuff. So after we run this Oneliner, it looks like we do Axiom init. All right. Or is it doing the init for us right now? It could be doing the init for us right now as a part of its configure. So let's see, go over here to interact and check out which one did it run. Axiom configure. So it's going to go and get JQ and Packer and FZF and get all the things that we know are dependencies. It's going to go get Golang and installing it. It's installing Packer. It grabs and it does all that before it gets our API key. Checks to see if we have a public key and if we want to use it. And then it looks like it's running a interact. Huh. Or init. I'm not sure which one that was. I thought that said interact. Well, that's the folder that we're in right now. Huh. Well, anyway, we're finally to a point where that stuff is off the screen now, so you can see what I see. Key generated personal access token. He should document it better. Yep, he should. It's building the base image, then it'll snapshot it, then it'll shut it down. Then Axiom init will be the first instance. There you go. Then you can run Axiom LS2 out of the box. Man, amazing. Thank you for showing up, Ben. Super excited that you joined today. Haven't seen your name before, so thank you for joining the squad. Super informative. Otherwise just fumbled through things live, which is fun for me because this is what I do for a living. I like to just learn tools. so that I can hop in someone else's live and be like, yo, let me help you. So now we're just installing. And while we're here, what has everybody been up to? How's the coronavirus treating everyone? Is people town coming back online? Yes, Ben, please hook me up with a whole list of tools. I'll do them every Tuesday. I may even do it for Thursday if you want. Kane says it's fun for us too. Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad that it's fun for you because I gotta, play with the tools, man. It's toys. I would name it Toys Tuesday, but then we might get demonetized or like removed. It's the whole thing. So now we're just processing something from DigitalOcean. I'm going to dig over here into this project discovery a little bit more. So new subdomains, Verizon. I like Verizon. Only 7 new subdomains. And then basically it takes you here and lets you know exactly what's in scope. Paranoids. I love Paranoids. You got one of their shirts. So there's always rules of engagement. Don't be weird. Basically, it's like really easy stuff to follow. I really like the fact that they safe harbor. It's pretty dope. They let you know exactly how they want your identifiers to be, so that they know that you're not just a rando that's a threat. I want to download. I can't see exactly. I need a diff. I just want the 7 new. I don't want all of them because what's all of them gonna do for me? I need the 7, the latest. It looks like you can request access, which I have not taken the time to do yet. So pretty sure there's a way for me to be able to get in there. Oh, look, Ford. They're local. 57 new subdomains. They don't reward offers though. Who cares? It's Ford. Building native extensions. This can take a while. Okay, cool. Again, this is like when we go and, get like a beer or something. I don't have any beer. I just got straight up raw tequila. So I'm not going to do that for the sake of having brain cells to debug my way out of a paper bag. Oh man. How many people watch How They Got Hacked on Fridays? How do you like it these days? I've been having a lot of fun with it. If you don't know what How They Got Hacked is, it's a live show that I do every Friday with Tom Lawrence. And, we talk about the latest breaches. Speaking of the latest breaches, we talked, as a community, we've all been balking about the DDoS heard around the world. While I got you here, I might as well talk about it. So if you just go to Google and type in DDoS, right? The type of stuff that pops up all of a sudden is anonymous and malware tech and this and that. And it's kind of funny because in reality, it felt like yesterday the entire world, at least as we know it, as we care about, got DDoS, and that wasn't the case. And I even fell victim to the feeling of, man, I wonder if this is a huge DDoS, because I know I came under a fairly nice attack after the last Tools Tuesday, and that was pretty fun to deal with, especially while I was trying to do work. And I was just wondering to myself, like, is it just the fact that Call Stranger came out, or the fact that what is it because kids aren't ready to go back to school, people don't want to register for college, the usual suspects, the things that have happened in the past. And it comes to find out that T-Mobile actually had a misconfiguration that caused havoc on the internet just for a few hours. And a few hours in today's time feels like so long. Huge outage, rolling outage. I won't call it a denial of service because I already got in trouble for calling it that once. But while it wasn't a denial of service, it was a misconfiguration, single point of failure type of thing. And it kind of exposed the way that some of these things work. You got maps like digital attack map, which will show you exactly what's happening, and it looks like literally the entire road is on fire, right? And this could be because their backbone could be T-Mobile, right? You never really know. There's also down reporter or whatever it's called. Is this site down, or down detector, or whatever it is? They actually crowdsource their data. So when you get an influx of users saying, "Hey, is Comcast down for you? Hey, is T-Mobile down for you? Hey, is Verizon down for you?" They're going to see that and say, "Hey, they must be down," and we're seeing that this is being detected as down. They're not necessarily the outage reporter. They're just open sourcing this data from the community. So with T-Mobile being the backbone that they are for certain communications, they made a oopsie, and they caused some pain. It was a very interesting day yesterday, but they got it all sorted. And while it wasn't as exciting as a huge DDoS, because let's be real, we all want to see a little bit of carnage, just a little bit, right? Like enough DDoS for like an hour is nothing to like kill us. But for me, it's not necessarily watching it burn as much as it is seeing the response to the incident. Incident response is just so fascinating in that area. Seeing people respond to things live like that is nuts. We're still waiting for this. So while we're waiting for this, you guys are lucky. I got all types of stuff for you. I installed this cool thing that allows you, yes, you, my subscribers, the ability to be able to control my lights. So I haven't gotten into this thing and really set it all up just yet. But I think if somebody subscribes, things will happen. So I'm just saying here, if I get a subscriber, I think my lights do something weird. I don't know yet. I've been playing with it. I'm trying to get it so that when people donate, the lights go crazy. When people subscribe, the lights go crazy. Super chat, the lights go crazy. And then I want to like set up different themes for the lights and stuff. So having fun with the stream. Lumia stream, they're not paying me or anything, but they have a pretty cool little system that they got set up. So yeah, going to be playing with that. Been subbed. It hasn't hit my thing yet. I'll be honest. It hasn't even come through on the Streamlabs, which usually comes through on the Streamlabs live. So that's interesting. So look at here. It's going to go and download a whole bunch of stuff which it needs. I'm always so fascinated by this because, like, right now, if my mom just walked in this room and saw this happening, and I was like, "Mom, I'm deep in the Matrix right now," and she'd be like, "Okay, I gotta leave," because this is what people think that the Matrix is, when in reality, it's just a movie. Oh. Kane says, didn't they do this a few years ago too, or was this someone else? So a few years ago, there was a botnet named Mirai, the Mirai botnet. And the Mirai botnet was Internet of Things botnet. And Ben says that this is the end. Mirai botnet was the Internet of Things botnet, first of its kind. It infected a lot of different DVRs, NVRs, IP cameras, those sorts of things, and basically directed that traffic for hire. And at the time, the botnet operators were actually students at New Jersey, in a school in New Jersey. I can't think of it at this very moment off the back of my hand. But yeah, they decided to use that botnet to hold down the registration systems. For whatever reason, I forget the exact reason, whatever reason they have for it. But that was an interesting day on the internet. They end up hitting DNS, which caused an outage for basically the East Coast and some of the Midwest, like some of the Central, I guess. It was a rough day on the internet, because S3 could be up, they got 11 nines. S3 could be up, but if you can't route to S3, then you're having a bad day. So you'd be surprised how many things running off the back of DNS. It's always a DNS problem. Always, guys. If you're in ops, it's always DNS. So now we're just waiting for the snapshot to complete, which is an actual snapshot inside of my DigitalOcean account. I can actually see this host get created, and I see the IP address of it. And right now it says that it's powered off, but that's probably because it's taking some kind of snapshot. So I'm gonna let that keep going. I'm super excited though, because I'm going to, for one, punch in that Oneliner that's a part of the demo inside of the screen, and then we're gonna go through and punch in a couple of commands to see exactly what this tool has in store for us. It's a new tool, so I'm pretty excited. Hopefully somebody uses this and goes out and makes some money with it. So by the way, Ben, thank you for subbing. Definitely appreciate it. So yeah, I would say the first go around at this is about 15 minutes or so to kind of get out of the gate, but nevertheless, that's just enough time for you to make your tea. I'll be honest. I don't know what kind of tea you guys drink. I am a Earl Grey tea drinker. I love all types of teas. I love mint teas. I love peppermint teas. Oh my god, they're so good with a little peppermint stick in there in the winter. Oh. And if you throw a little bit of whipped cream, just in case you're like, I know it's tea, but it's just so sweet. It's like a little dessert. Yeah, I love caffeinated teas. Black teas are nice and strong and can keep you up and like focused on what you're doing for the day. That's the kind of stuff I like. My boy Jesse Dorsey, a good friend of mine, he has this really, really nice tea that has like these little tiny balls in it, little sticks in it. He has a nice tea set. We would make tea when we used to work for our Skunk Works organization that we worked for. Oh, look, it's finished. Oh, boy. All right. Anyway, I got to figure out what that tea is from him so I can get me some. Ben says, where are you located? I'm in Detroit. And if you're ever in Detroit, stop by to DC313. The D and the C stands for Def and Con right there behind me. So yeah, come on out to DC313. I also do MySec Detroit, MISEC Detroit. Check us out. So now if I run Axiom LS, let me make sure that it doesn't show anything. Maybe I ran it wrong. No, that should be right actually. So do I need to do the init now? Well, Axiom LS. Let's see. Oh, I don't think I put a dash. Oh, I did. Let's copy and paste it. No dice. to run bash to make sure it was inside of my path, but no dice, not just yet. So there was something that we're supposed to run, Axiom init. Let's just try that. Let's just try to see what Axiom init does, because right now when I look at my DigitalOcean, I don't have any servers running. So that makes sense actually. So I'm going to go ahead and run Axiom init, and then it should be, oh look, Pearlman22. Pearlman22. Wow. Ben says you need to run bash. Yep, we did that. That's weird. Try Axiom interact, Axiom ls. Yep, I want to try that next. California 909. What's happening, brother? How are you? T minus 33 seconds to stage 1 liftoff. We got a good copy. Yo, I want everybody to take the time to go and follow me on Instagram, on Twitter, on Discord. I will friend you back on Discord. Just let me know where I know you from. I'll friend you back on Twitter. I'll friend you back on Instagram. Just let me know where I know you from. I'll friend you back, because, you know, there's a lot of bots. So, yeah, hit me up, you know, and share the stream. If you know other people that are interested, please tell them to join the stream. Let's see. So now we are good to probably run an Axiom ls. Well, that's still no dice. So so now, whoops, I should just be able just to run SSH like this, which is not okay. So now I understand. Yeah, but it's still no dice. So I'm not really sure exactly what happened there. It could just be that I have really, really good luck with computers, because even when I look inside my DigitalOcean right now, there is not a there's not a server that was created actually. Very interesting. Permissions issue as root. That doesn't make any sense. That's insanity. I want to make a brand new system, brand new from scratch. Try this from the top. Maybe I have a missing dependency. Let's see here. What dependencies did we have? Where's the dependencies? Let's just make sure that we got all of this stuff installed. App get install do app install do app install do app install. I just did Packer install from the dependency. Maybe from the package manager. No pip install, gasp, right? No, I don't. I just use. I like apt. Apt works for me at least. I mean, I'm used to production systems as well. but I control C'd it because apparently I need to have a specific version of Packer. It was doc TL perms. Okay. Oops. Let's see here. Permissions denied on Doctal. Let's see what permissions I got. I don't even think Doctal's installed. I have no idea. It seems to be a DigitalOcean specific issue on a host that is less than a month old, which is interesting. You would think that older stuff would have an immediate issue. I don't really fuck around with permissions very much, outside of like needing to change them. I don't go and change them voluntarily because of once you fuck up your permissions, they're fucked. At least from my experience. So now I'm here trying to figure out how to fix the permissions that let's see. Okay. So is .config a directory or a file that it's trying to do? It's a directory. Hold on, wait. Yep. There we go. So apparently I just have to go and actually, and now I have to add another access token, which I already have right here. Give me 1 second so that that's not all over the screen. God damn it. All right. Nice. All right, so invalid syntax. That's not very helpful. Here, let's try this again. 60 seconds. Now that we have that installed. 755 never heard nobody. Yeah, that's true. Oh, whoops. Oh, that worked actually. There we go. All right, so I logged back in and I was able to run that command, and it actually looks like it gave me an IP address, which is now made public. And yep, it looks like that droplet is now coming up with that IP address. So now I'm not going to run that again because that's going to show all the IP addresses of fucking everything. So we're going to wait until that machine's up. And then we're just going to SSH into that MFer. Refuse AXIOM. That's just because the system isn't all the way up yet. Like, that's just very natural. Okay. And then we're going to try and SSH back into this again, which we can. And then here we are. Now we're inside of Axiom. Cool. Now, the very first thing I said I want to do when I got here was run that cool Oneliner that I've never run before. So we're going to do that. Let's see here. So sub finder silent -d. This is an amazing fucking Oneliner. Like, I'm going to copy this into the chat for you guys to keep forever. So you don't have to do what I'm doing. Hopefully it works. So this looks like it does a sub finder with the flags of silent and D for Vimeo. I don't know what the D is, probably for domains. We'd have to look into sub finder. Then it runs ZDNS, then it runs a T, a JQ for to parse out the particular data that we want. And then it does select for all of the A records inside of the answer. Then it does a T into the log for a log file for as IPs. Then it does a HTTP probe, and then T that into HTTP log, and then pipes that into Aquatone. So let's try and run that. Okay, so that didn't work. ZSH-R not found. Oh, that makes sense. So I had an error right here. The king of debugging. All right, let's try this now. There we go. Using unreliable Google Chrome. I know how you feel, man. I'm also not a fan of unreliable Google Chrome. So right syntax is just coming up. By the way, it's already in the ZHS history. You could just type subfinder up arrow. Oh, that's interesting. But it's more fun to watch you type it out. Yeah, I like to type out commands. I'm weird like that. I think it grows up. I grew up learning how to program out of books. And I don't know how many people here are old school programmers, because I know I'm not that old. I'm only 28. I'll be 29 this year. But I've been programming since I was 12, and I've been playing on computers since I was like born. So I learned a lot of what I know from books, and I have, when I move, it's just books. So yeah, sometimes I just like I don't know. I'm weird like that. So this is just gonna run now, which I presume this is gonna take its time. I don't want to rush something that's gonna run that entire thing. But what I can do is, oh, it's already giving us back results. Okay, so a bunch of 404 not found, some forbiddens, which is interesting. Got some timeouts. I got some temporarily unavailables, more and more not found, some forbiddens, which are interesting. Got some 200 OKs immediately. Got some screenshots from those 200 OKs. So it looks like I'm going to screenshot for way more than 200 OKs, which is okay. That's fine. But this is kind of taking some of that work out of what you would otherwise have to do, which is going into a website and figuring out exactly, what the DNS records are, and then taking those, those DNS records, parsing out that information for subdomains, or potentially, A records that are associated with all of the different subdomains that have IP addresses associated with them. So Control C at any time. Okay, so I Control C because I don't want to keep letting this go. Now, how do I see my evidence here? Give me 1 second. All right, so I'm just gonna treat this like I would, unless where screenshots at. Okay, so here's some screenshots here, which I probably can't view in here, but I'll just be able to SCP them. But anyway, they're there. Let's see. Now I could. Well, there looks like there's some cool thing. What's inside a bin? So we're going to bin. Okay, add path and TMUX splash. What else is here? C2. C2 is like my favorite thing in the world. What do we got? Nothing in there. Okay, that's cool. I can fill that up. What else do we got? We got DNS log, which is probably going to be full of stuff. So we're going to cat that out. There you go. So it gives you some data that looks like it's in JSON format. Nice. What's inside of Go? Oh, okay. So those are probably some of those Go tools that we want to use. Let's do that. Yep. So URL probe, subgen, wayback URL, CDNS, AMAS, Aquatone, all that stuff is inside of the Go bin directory. Let's see. Looks like I'm getting what? Oh no. It looks like the Streamlabs bot is upset with Ben. What did you do? Sheesh. RIP California 909 says, yeah, RIP. Holy shit. Use the deployment profile. Yeah, I don't know anything about this tool. I'm sorry that I'm just fumbling through this. So these are a work in progress. My vision for deployment profiles is for a quick deployment of optional extras. That's pretty interesting. I don't really know exactly what that means just yet, just to be honest with you. Oh, okay, so it looks like OpenVPN and Covenant have deployment profiles already. Where would I find a list of all of the different profiles? There we go, profiles. So Covenant, OpenVPN, pen test appliance. Okay, so this will be OpenVPN. Is that it? It's just looks like it's just a VPN server. Okay, I'm not sure. We could probably add to that. I mean, I would imagine, what's the difference between that and this? There's something added in there. They look very much alike though. that it's removing bin C2 go hashes less than recon, and then it clones Otis. I don't know what Otis is. Let's go digging into that. Okay, so Otis is another project that is some sort of quote-unquote pen test appliance. I haven't dug into that very much. All right, so those are the profiles that already come, and then Covenant is a command and control that we already know about, the C2 server, the .NET stuff. If you want to learn more about that kind of stuff, go ahead and check out my command and control video that I produced. But yeah, you guys are kind of getting an idea about what this can do, what it's doing. Yeah, I'm curious as to what's in the HTTP log. Okay, so it's just all the IPs. That's pretty dope though, because you know, even if you know, let's just say you want to use these IPs for, you know, you want to pipe them just directly into Nmap. Like what's inside of Recon, I wonder? Nothing? Oh, okay. What is, okay, so dumpster dive, AIO, DNS brute, a mass DNS validator, email gen. What is email gen? Looks like that's a tool, and if I wanted to do a README, email generation from being using LinkedIn dorks. That's interesting. So you can just say company inc, company com, give the email type just from knowing what the email style is, and then you'll get outputted a list of company emails. BAT is better than less. As you can tell, I learned like system administration, command line, Linux shit as a kid. Like some shit is just stuck with me. Well, BAT definitely is pretty as shit. Like it's just better, like flat out. Like I won't lie. And you can still just click Q to exit. I like it. And the fact that it stays there is pretty nice too, because sometimes you just want to be able to see. So hey, you just saw it here live, folks. That's your Tools Tuesday right there. BAT. You want to know how to do stuff? Go over to man, BAT. Done. All right. Don't ask me nothing. Oh man. So yeah, I'm going to dig into this, and I'm probably going to make a follow-up. Just kind of put together some examples of exactly how this works. But you kind of see exactly, you know, from a high end, the install, the ls function, the SSH function, some of the tools that come automatically installed. One of the things that we didn't really dig into was the backup side of it. You know, the deployment profiles or instant profiles. These are things that we're probably still going to have some time to play with. Also, the VPN as an appliance and the backup thing, we're going to want to dig into some more. I'm probably not going to do that live. I want to go and do some background and kind of figure out exactly what Otis is, how it works. You know, we love command and control. So if this is something like that, then we want to have something to do with it. Especially with it looking like this being a very young project. We want to be early potential contributors or supporters of what this is. So let's see, what is the backup deploy look like on this? Let's see. Axiom, I see Axiom deploy, Axiom backup. Okay, so let's see, I could do I wonder if, do I do this from inside of the host, or do I do this from my control plane? Probably my control plane. So go. Okay, so there's a backup immediately. That was pretty fast. So can I delete this and then like that's the real test? If I go and say, hey, Axiom deploy, the name of that. Or would it be, yeah, I'm gonna try deploy. Okay. So still here. All right. That's interesting. I would presume that I never destroyed it. So, that looks like I want to do I think I want to do a restore. A typical example of the Axiom restore command can be demonstrated as such. Axiom init, which we've already done. Axiom restore original box 13. One is already assuming that I have a backup of that. Okay, so I already have a backup, and it wants me to do a restore. Okay, I think it's just a lot of black magic happening there. Like just the systems administrator in me is just like I have to go and look at what happened because I prefer to kind of know a little bit as to like exactly what happened. So it looks like it just makes backup files. It's just copying directories and putting them in a place where you can go back and get them, it seems. So it doesn't matter if you don't have the box or not. You can go and clone a box, and then it'll just go and take that directory that has all of the pertinent data and information to wherever you want to put it back to. And it looks like you may be able to set some parameters around exactly where the path is as to where your work lives. So interesting. Super interesting. But yeah, I think another huge part of this that I was excited about was my ability to be able to destroy this, because right now I'm done with it, right? And I want to be able to save some money. So right now, if I wanted to end my demo, it's asking me if I want to delete the droplet. And if I look over here at my control panel, looks like it's already gone. Yep, it's been deleted. So sorry, Ben. It's pretty mean. My Streamlabs gets a little cranky. But there you have it. I hope you were able to learn something. Check out this project. Is by a guy named Pry, excuse me. Axiom, AXIOM. Go give it a look. See exactly how you like it. And yeah, Actually, there's one more test. Oh, look at that. It randomly selected my name. I can't tell you how it selected my name, but it definitely just selected my name out of thin air. I know my NSA agent is having a good time with that. But if you can see, I deleted that other instance. That instance doesn't live anymore. And now I'm actually initializing a new instance based on that backup that we took of Torvalds 14. So now moving forward, if I ever want to just get Axiom started up and running, I just go over here and type in Axiom init, and it restores all of that juicy potential intel, potential configuration, whatever we set up to actually back up, it will just restore immediately. So we got, 15 seconds to full initialization. 10. I'm not gonna do the full countdown for y'all. But here we go. It's blasting off. And now I'm looking over here in my DigitalOcean. I do have a new system that is up and ready to go. I'm going to do Axiom SSH Johnson 26. And here we are. Immediately in another shell, able to connect to Johnson 26 and see, of course, none of that data that we saved is still there, but that was because we were supposed to take all the data that we wanted and put it into work, because the work directory gets backed up. So anytime that we're doing our recon and creating those single liners, that's what happens. So I hope that was informative. And exciting. And I am oh wait, hold on, wait, it looks like some more data went over. Oh, wait. Maybe my data did make it over? Let's see. It did. Here you are. There you go. So I thought that I read inside that bash script that only work gets backed up, but it looks like all my files got backed up, which just makes this tool even more dope to me. So yeah, there you have it. I mean, as a red teamer, to be able to pick up and go, take your infrastructure exactly where you want it to be, and put it on a shelf, just take it with you, pretty badass. So I know we ran over a little bit of our time here. It's about 1 hour 16 in. I'm tired. I've had a long day. If you can't tell, I'm burnt out. But this was pretty cool. I'm going to be playing with this some more, because as a red teamer, I do this for a living. I do it for hobby. I love it. But I do it for a living, and anything that allows me to be able to go in and make something happen faster and make something streamlined, I'm all about it. So this is something that I'm definitely interested in. Thank you to Ben for chiming in and kind of helping me through this project. It wasn't so well documented as I expected, but hopefully this video will serve its purpose to help other people with their desire to jump into potentially bug bounty or using this new tool. It definitely has been an eye-opener for me. I'm going to be using it. I can't wait to expand on it, potentially contribute to it, and I suggest you do the same. But until next time, this is Xavier D. Johnson. I'm about to go play with the dog. Peace.